Just relax. It's not a big deal. 3, 2, 1. Chris, man. Stop. Get away. Stop. I'm gonna punch you on camera.
Subway Eat Fresh.
Thank you for joining us with Classic Blend 64. We're happy to have you. And if you're watching on Twitch, welcome.
Happy to have you there.
Every Monday night, 7 o'clock on Twitch. Join us.
Like you are now.
Yeah. Twitch, Retro Squat. You know how to find us.
Yeah.
What's up?
Kenny, I got good stuff. I'm excited. I've got some really good things. 3 out of the 4 things tonight are going to rock your socks off.
3 out of 4 what things?
Categories.
Let's hear.
3 or 4 classics. Classic Blend is where we take four wonderful, randomly chosen classics from the categories of movies, TV shows, toys tonight, and video games. Yeah.
I'm trying different ways of 4.
And what do we do with them? We take them.
We mash them together. We're going to talk about some stuff first. We're going to talk about my property. You're going to talk about your properties. And then we're going to put them together, and we're going to make in an 80s shared universe, because that's what we do it.
That's what we do here.
That's how we do it.
We're all about the 80s shared, 80s, sometimes 90s, sometimes late 70s. You never know. Yep. Depends.
Sure.
Depends what we get. But anyway, having said all that.
Anything for me this week?
You got anything for me?
Well, you're the man of,
No, what I had was earlier. Yeah.
Okay, so what's up?
So what's up? You know what? I'll tell you what's up. Man, 80s. The 80s it never died. Number 1. Number 2, it's coming back. How could something that never died be coming back?
Are you talking about like Ready Player One, the Steven Spielberg blockbuster of the summer of 2018?
Yeah, that's one of them. There's some news going about. We're getting a new Top Gun.
Is 80s coming back? The
80s is coming back.
They're going to change 2019. That's the big news, is that instead of going to 2019, it's just going to turn to 1980 again.
Yeah.
Because remember, we're not going to be alive for 2080.
Stop. I can't. You make me upset. I don't want to start the show
angry about it.
You know what? Now I'm getting upset. So we're going to go right into our first section, Movie Squat. We're going to be talking 2 movies. We're going to make a brand new movie. So I don't want you to move. Kenny doesn't want you to move.
Nobody's moving. Ain't nobody going to move, Chris. Ain't nobody moving nowhere.
I got 6 songs went through my head and they all mashed together. I couldn't say any of the lyrics I was going to say.
Ain't nothing going to break my
That's it. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Stay tuned.
As promised, we're in Movie Squat. We told you it was coming. We told you we were going to be here. And now we're here. So, Ken, Movie Squat is a fun time for us where we get to pick... No, we don't get to... We are randomly given 2 classic movies from the 80s, mostly.
I mean, he steps on his words a lot. But legitimately, it's random. It's random.
Yeah.
He didn't slip up. It's random. It's all random because there are things we wouldn't choose that we get.
We hit the generate button and then we get
it pops through. Yeah.
So I have a movie, you have a movie. We don't know what each other has. We're going to talk about them, then we're going to make something brand new. Now,
that's usually the way it works.
I have one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Do you have one of your favorite movies? What was that sound? That was not one of mine.
No, I don't have one of my favorite movies.
Okay. So having said that, do you want to show me what you have?
Sure.
Okay.
I have a movie. You know what, Chris? I'm feeling generous today.
Meaning?
Look at the camera. Look at the camera. This is what we have. Guess what? You found out before Chris did.
48 hours?
Chris, you found out before Chris did.
48 hours.
Another 48 hours.
Another 48 hours. Okay.
This is already a secret. Guess what?
Okay.
We're joining the universe of Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte.
And we're going to combine them with...
Fred Savage and Howie Mandel and Little Monsters.
That's right.
Gosh. Remember that movie?
Of course I remember that movie. It's one of my favorite movies,
What a
man.
good movie. Back when Howie Mandel was actually was he ever really funny? We're gonna.
We'll get into that. We'll get into
that.
It.
He did have curly hair though.
Yeah, he did.
And
Of course he did. And then he became a super germaphobe.
All right, so here's
another 48 hours. Yeah,
that's
like
weird.
He doesn't touch. He fist bumps. He doesn't. Like
Yeah,
to touch
no,
hands
I
and
know
stuff.
all
Yeah.
that stuff.
All right, so go on. Tell me.
Oh gosh.
Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
He just keeps doing all this stuff.
It's wonderful. You love it.
There's some weird stuff going on with another 48 hours. The original one, I don't believe, was 1982.
So the original was he was a convict and he needed he had 48 hours to take him out of jail, Nick Nolte, to find a criminal.
Yeah.
And he was going to help him, right?
Guns. To go get guns.
Okay, so what about this one? It's the same situation?
Well, he's actually getting out of jail in like a day or two.
Okay.
And what happens is you have Nick Nolte, who plays Jack Cates.
What year?
This is 1990.
1990.
Yeah, directed by Walter Hill.
Walter Hill, huh?
Walter Hill, yep. So this is, so Jack Cates is looking for, a criminal, finds out that, Reggie's coming out of jail. He gets Reggie out of jail. He helps him find him and everything like that. A whole bunch of craziness happened between the two.
Hilarity
like the first
ensues,
movie.
right.
And then turns out that it's the bad guy's brother from the first movie that he's really looking for.
Okay.
And everything. And then, he ends
find
up
him?
Yeah.
How's it end?
They find him. He goes back to jail again.
What does he do? Oh, because he got him out before he was supposed to get out, and then he goes back to jail until he has to get out? Weird. Yeah. Okay, cool. It was fun. I liked it.
Oh, Reggie, no, hold on. Reggie goes to the hospital again.
Like, gets hurt.
Yeah.
What was Nick Nolte's character name again? I forget.
Jack.
Yeah. Jack what?
I'm silly. I'm sorry. I think I goofed. He went to the hospital. He didn't go to the jail.
Okay.
Anyway, so here's the thing: is there was a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, first of all, you waited 8 years to make a sequel. This is what happens. Total Recall came out just before this movie, and they kind of went into panic mode, going, "We spent a lot of money on another 48 hours. Total Recall ended up being this big hit. What if we don't make our money back and everything?" Paramount, Eddie Murphy was telling Paramount, like, you changed the release date, you edited the movie, you did all this nonsense to the thing, you killed the movie basically, and then Paramount struck back at Eddie Murphy, saying, well, you didn't do enough to promote the movie. You didn't go on the circuit. You didn't do enough promotion for it.
Wow.
So they had this kind of like weird little thing.
Crazy.
Yeah. He said they didn't advertise enough, all that stuff. So no worries, everything. The director also, they had like a 200-minute cut, and they had to cut it down. And they said that the studio cut out like all the jokes. It cut out like all the action.
Really?
And
Studio
the movie
stepped in.
It just wasn't what it was envisioned.
So it wasn't
in the beginning.
It wasn't really another 48 hours. It was more like another 24 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it was extremely disappointing. It didn't make a lot of money. So obviously, naturally, they didn't make a sequel to this, a third one. Yeah. So, but okay, that's it.
Great. I want to tell you about Little Monsters. Fred Savage plays 11-year-old Brian Stevenson. Okay. Got a little brother played by his real life brother, Ben Savage, Eric.
Oh, Benny was in this one.
Yeah,
too.
Ben Savage. A whole bunch of other people were in it, His dad in the movie, played by Daniel Stern.
Really?
Who was who?
The narrator on The Wonder Years.
So technically older Kevin, from The Wonder Years, right?
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This was before The Wonder Years or after?
Well, this is 1989.
The Wonder Years was earlier than that.
A little bit earlier.
Huh.
Well, around the same time, because he was. It was still going. He did this during the Wonder Years.
Oh, is that right? Okay,
well, yeah, because
the Wonder Years was nestled.
Yeah,
Chris, comfortably in the 80s.
Right, like we are.
Yeah, 1988. It started.
So
here's that was way before that.
Yeah, so way before 89.
Way before.
So here's the concept. Do you remember?
It was January 31st, 1988.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wow, okay. Yeah. Do you remember the concept where monsters, it was a monster under the bed concept?
Yeah.
They're real.
I remember there's something about a closet. There was a dog in the closet, something like that. I remember there was a scene in the movie about that, wasn't there? Didn't he eat a dog in the closet, or there was a dog, and he's like, "Where's the dog? Didn't you eat the dog or something?" Am I thinking about something else?
Maybe thinking about something else.
No,
there wasn't really a closet.
There was a closet, and there was a dog hanging in the closet, or something like that.
All right, well, that might have just been an incidental, but the point is
maybe it was.
You have Maurice, played by Howie Mandel.
Maurice, that's the monster's name.
That's his name, Maurice, right? And he's got horns, and it's classic, dude. Anyway, Maurice gets. Brian and his family moved to the town. He has no friends or anything like that. Maurice shows up, comes out from under the bed. Now, when you expose these monsters to light, they turn to clothes.
As we often do.
Right. They turn to clothes.
Oh.
Remember?
Like messy room. That's why kids have messy rooms?
Yeah.
Because they're monsters.
Because there's monsters everywhere, right. And then when the lights go off, they come back up.
Really?
And they hide under the bed. So that's
a good way to get kids to clean their room. Like, you better clean.
Oh, that is really good. Yeah.
If you leave clothes on, they're
going to turn into monsters, and they're going to take you into the monster world.
That's amazing.
Which you don't want to happen, because if you go into monster world at night and you stay there when the sun comes up, you become a monster yourself.
Perfect.
And that's part of the thing in this movie. So what happens is Brian befriends Maurice, and they do a lot of zany things, and they get back at the bully and stuff. And what happens is, remember Rick Dukerman? Rick Dukerman was like a comic in like the 80s and early 90s. All right? He's a comedian. Okay. And he did movies like that. He did like comedy movies and stuff. He played Snick, the hunched back, second in command to Boy, who ran the underworld, who ran the monster world. Boy was like, he wore like a prep school outfit and stuff, and he had this like nice, like serene, clean face, but it was like tacked onto a monster face.
Yeah.
So it was stretched over the monster face. His slick back hair. Boy wanted Brian to stay he wanted him to become a monster and be like his right-hand man because he liked Brian or whatever, Fred Savage. He kidnaps Eric, and Brian and Maurice and Kirsten, who he had a crush on, and the bully, and then his brother Eric's friend. They all grab a bunch of flashlights and they go down to the underworld to save Eric. They save Eric. They have to go from the East Coast. The sun is coming up, and they have to get out of the underworld, and so they're running from the East Coast all the way to California.
Any of this in this movie?
Yep, we're on the road to nowhere.
I think I'm thinking of the movie Monster in My Closet.
Yeah, probably.
Was there a movie Monster in My Closet?
Might have been. Research it, I guess, while I finish this. Anyway.
I'm not listening to you anyway.
So that's what happens. They ended up coming out on the beach in California under some guy's blanket on the beach, and or a cot or whatever. And they make it out, and they have to call the parents like, "Dad, we're in California." They're like, "What? Where are you?" So great movie. I loved it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna give you, man. So, all right, you can look at that later. We're fine.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing I'm going to tell you about this. Just to put it in perspective of how much more Another 48 Hours cost.
Litigation.
Right?
Litigation.
No, I'm not going to give you litigation.
Go on.
Eddie Murphy got paid $200,000 for the original one.
Yeah.
And guess how much he got paid for the second one?
$2 million? $10 million.
Keep going.
$25 million.
Keep going.
$35 million? $50 million.
Go down.
$45 million.
$12 million.
But,
God. You blew past it, and I just kept going.
Yeah. $12 million?
He got paid $12 million.
Well, he was
$200,000
big now because he was a big.
But that's the thing. That's where you get to these blockbuster movies, and that's why you get movies like Batman and Superman or Versus Superman or whatever that fail because all the money's going to these Academy Award winning actors.
Yeah.
And then you don't have a script, you don't have a good director, you don't have a good set designer, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
You have nothing because all the money went to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. How much did Nick Nolte get paid?
You think he got paid anything?
Got paid in tuna fish sandwiches. All right. Another 48 Hours in Little Monsters.
Yes. I don't know. Somebody's teaming up with... We got to keep Nick Nolte in this thing, man.
Same time period.
Listen. Nick Nolte is on... Nick Nolte's retiring. Mm-hmm. Fred Savage is joining the force.
Okay.
The monsters come back. Now, him and Eddie Murphy have to go after
the
monsters.
There's a...
They're going on a trip now.
Eddie Murphy. I don't want Eddie Murphy in it.
Why?
Because he's a blowhard, man. We're not giving him $50 million to be in our movie. Screw that. I want Nick Nolte.
We'll negotiate. I want $49 million.
He gets a cameo, and he gets paid. And he gets a cameo, and he gets paid
like a picture in the background.
Yeah, and he gets paid. We'll give him a cool $1 million just for the cameo.
Plus $12 million plus.
No.
Plus a percentage of the gross.
Listen.
So it wasn't even just $200,000 to $12 million.
Nick Nolte is retiring.
Didn't do anything.
Nick Nolte is retiring. Fred Savage
retiring now.
Yeah.
He's retired.
Oh, he is retired?
He's got to be.
Okay.
Think about it.
Fred Savage is now a cop.
Yes.
Detective.
Yeah.
He just made detective.
Well, I don't think Eddie Murphy is a cop in the movies.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Fred Savage just made detective.
Okay. So,
but
he
there's
needs
a
help.
case. There's a case.
He heard Reggie can help him out in Monster World.
Hold Reggie for a second. I want him to get to Nick Nolte because it's a case that Nick Nolte worked on that was never closed, but it kind of resurfaced, and he sees that it has to do with the Monster World. So he has to go to Nick Nolte in the beginning and be like, "Look, I know this isn't. Give me all the details you can about this because I could think I can crack this case." And it's like, "What do you mean you can crack the case?" And so I want Nick Nolte to kind of help him like on the side, like, you know what I mean? Maybe Nick Nolte's a private eye or something, or I don't know, something. Fine, you can have Eddie Murphy in it.
Uncouth detective.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, we saved those with TV shows.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, and if you want to have Eddie, what is Eddie Murphy doing though? Now he's like a shyster, but now let's say maybe he opened up a business. He's out of prison. He opened up a dumb business.
Sure, it's fine.
And he's like, I know one person we can go to help us with this thing. And they have to go to Eddie Murphy, and
he's like, they go into a room and there's somebody like in a big,
All right.
back chair.
Listen.
Facing a window, and he spins around in the dark.
Right, yeah. And then he turns the light on, right?
Jack.
Right, yeah. I knew you'd be coming back to me.
Jack.
Or whatever. That's my bad Eddie Murphy impression.
You just can't stay away, can you?
We did the overworld.
Can you, kid?
Let's go to the underworld now. What's going on under there?
Monsters
what's happening?
everywhere.
Well, that's how it normally is. But I'm saying what's happening.
But they got to find this one. They have to find Maurice.
I think there's a coup happening. I think what happened was Maurice came into power.
Right.
After they stopped Boy, because they stopped Boy.
Okay.
I think they did. Pretty sure they stopped Boy.
Little Monsters, did they stop Boy?
Think they did. If Boy didn't get killed, if they didn't kill Boy, they got away from him. Either way, Maurice is now running Monster World.
Sure is.
And they need to get Maurice's help because they have to figure it out. What's happened? I don't know. It's a
Maurice.
Mystery. I don't know. We haven't come up with that idea yet.
But Fred Savage hasn't seen Maurice since he was 11 years old.
Right.
Since he was a kid.
Well, maybe a little older. Excuse me. Maybe like 13.
You think he did see him?
Yeah, because maybe he helped him. Maybe he helped him establish a new regime down there.
Okay.
And so he implemented some like.
But he looks a little bit different. Maurice looks a little bit different.
Well, now he's a little older.
Yeah.
He had his horn broken by Snick at one point, so his horn was hanging off. Maybe he's got a new horn or something. Maybe. He's transformed.
Like a gold horn.
So yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's cool.
Okay, so I like that. So they find that they do all that stuff. That's great.
It just started falling.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say? We have another 48 hours, and we have Little Monsters. 48 monsters? They got to go through 48 monsters in the thing. Come on, man. Stop. First of all, you're moving the whole entire table.
I liked.
Can't lean on the table.
I liked
48 monsters.
Another
monster?
Another
monster?
I like the word another, and I was thinking, how can we use another?
48 monsters. And then if there's a sequel to that, then it's another 48 monsters.
Fine.
Yes. 48 monsters. You heard it here first. That was a good one. Howie Mandel and Nick Nolte in the same movie.
Yeah. And with Eddie Murphy and
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage, yeah.
Like that's one of the
Fred
ones
Savage,
that we
the
need.
man who grew up to look just like he did when he was 11 years old. He just looks a little older.
Oh, is that right?
You haven't seen him? He looks exactly the same. He just
Good on you, Fred.
I mean, yeah.
It's the routine. It's moisturizing.
Moisturizing
Right.
and
Probably got a little Just for Men right now.
not Taco Bell. All right, cool.
Right?
We're good? Just for
He's
Fred.
older than
It's
us.
just for Fred.
Is
he older than us?
He's got to be older than us.
Check it out. Let me see. Fred
Hold on,
Savage.
just click him. Go ahead and click him.
Okay.
Let's see. Fred Savage.
Article cannot be loaded while offline. I'm not offline.
What are you doing, Fred?
I'm not offline. What are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Oh, there he is. Read
him.
article.
Read article. When's your birthday, Fred Savage?
Fred.
Happy birthday, Fred
76.
Savage. What year? What day?
July 9th, 76.
July 9th.
Yeah.
11 days older than me.
Yeah.
It's older than though.
Look at that.
See that? Fred, happy birthday. Early birthday. A month from now, right? A month from now.
now.
You're going to be turning 42 years old, bud.
Yeah.
Good on you. Good on you, bud.
Good, buddy. Good for you.
Good on you, bud. I won't tell anybody it's about the Just for Men. You get it?
He don't care. He probably tells everyone.
He's probably got
Fred, how come you look so good, Fred? He's like,
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Fred?
just for Fred.
Just for Fred?
yeah.
It's like a special badge.
He gets it and he just writes Fred on a piece of tape and puts
It's
it
like
over
the extra
it.
virgin olive oil.
Yeah,
He gets like
yeah.
the really potent, like the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Just
in the
for Fred.
beginning. Just for Fred. Listen,
All right.
I want to tell you about a little something.
Yeah? What do you tell me?
Today,
watch your
this bad boy's airing on the 13th
Of June.
of June,
Episode 64 is airing on
2015, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little tidbit for you.
Oh.
You ready for it? There's a little movie called Gremlins 2: The New Batch.
Oh.
2 days from now, back in 1990, which is what? How many years ago? How many years? 28 years ago? How many years was 1990? Is it?
Yeah.
28 years. Gremlins 2 came out in the movie theater.
Wait, on June?
June 15th, 1990.
Wow.
So I'm just going to say, happy birthday, Gremlins 2. The New
Oh,
Batch.
happy birthday.
We're still waiting for a sequel. What's up?
I want.
Listen, not saying that it's tying into anything.
Right.
Howie Mandel, Little Monsters. Howie Mandel did the voice for Gizmo.
That's right. Oh.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the episode. It's number 64, and we're in the Tube Squat section, which
We
is
are in
television.
Tube Squad. Tube means TV.
All kinds of televisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
All kinds of CRT.
Oh, CRT.
rear projection.
Oh my god.
You know anybody who ever had a front projection?
Yeah, my
Right?
my
Isn't it
uncle.
crazy?
My uncle Sonny had a front projection
Yeah.
where it was the
it had the
screen
three-
and
yeah,
had the
and it had the
three
Yeah.
red, blue, and green.
Yes.
And I was always like, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But that's when I first realized like that the color spectrum that those
Right.
three
That's
things.
what they needed. Yeah.
Yeah, and then later on,
Might have
you
been
have
yellow. Might have been yellow.
oh
I
maybe
don't know what it was. But anyway, regardless, I'm
Anyway,
not sure. One
So-
of us is wrong.
Tube Squat. This section that we're in now that you're watching and hearing and enjoying, we take 2 TV shows, 2 of them randomly given to him and I. We don't know what each other has. We're going to show them to each other. We're going to talk about them, and then we're going to make something brand new, a brand new TV show, and it's going to be on this fall. Syndicated.
That's it. 80 shared universe. Our job is to mix everything with everything.
That's our job. I'm going to show Kenny what I have first.
When we're done mixing TV shows with other TV shows and movies with
so
movies,
close.
we're gonna mix our corn with our mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I do that. You
amazing.
have to.
It's great.
Or
It's fantastic.
peas. I mix peas with these. You don't eat peas. This guy doesn't eat anything
I'll
green.
eat a pea if it's there, maybe. You know, no, I eat.
Why
I
would
like
there?
broccoli.
Why would there be a
like
pea
broccoli.
there? If you're saying one pea would just
And
be
then
there,
green apple fun dip. I eat it all the time.
you still eat. You shouldn't eat that.
What fun dip?
Don't eat fun dip, Ken.
The sticks.
Kenny.
The sticks are delicious.
It's. I know it's. Don't
my
eat
gosh.
that, man.
Stop. Don't listen to
Don't
it.
eat Fun
Eat
Dip.
fun dip
It's-
all day long.
Anyway, let me show you what we got. Okay. Now, now,
I'm antsy.
disclaimer:
I'm waiting.
this doesn't have a title because you're gonna know what it is. Say it. Say it out loud.
Yes. Going bananas. We got it again.
Roxana Banana going bananas. If you can see that.
You need to see. Look up right now. Going back. Hold on. This is all you need to know. That's
right.
what you need. Roxana Banana. It's an orangutan.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yes.
I'll be telling you about
it's
her.
come up twice now.
That's it. Yep. I'll be telling you about her in a moment. So Kenny, what do you show me what you got? Because
it's
I really
so
I want to talk more
amazing.
about Roxana. Go ahead,
It's
tell
so
me show me
amazing.
what you got.
I got
You have Make the Grade. Oh,
Make the Grade, the
okay.
Nickelodeon classic from 89
Game show, right?
to 90.
Kids game show.
89 to 90.
Like a school game show, right?
Dude,
All
yep.
right. Boring. All right. Going
19
Bananas is
89 to
about
91.
Roxana. What? Roxana. 1984.
Oh,
one season,
just-
12 episodes.
How did it only last one season?
I don't know. Okay, so
Oh, the
Roxana.
premise.
Roxana was an orangutan that she escaped from the zoo and then adopted by the Cole family, and she's living with them and everything.
Ooh.
A spaceship comes down and hits her with a bolt of lightning that gives her superpowers.
It's amazing. Chris, it's amazing.
It gives her superpowers.
We mixed
and
we mixed this last time with Saved by the
Saved
Bell.
by the Bell, yeah, and that was a good one because she
It was
had
a good
she
one.
had a
It
bunch
was
of
a good one.
kids.
But
and
now-
I don't know.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
no,
it's
no.
real. Pause this now. Watch the intro.
Go to
You
YouTube.
need to
watch,
watch
yeah.
the intro
Open
to
a new
Going Bananas.
tab in your browser.
You'll see the theme song,
Yeah.
the spaceship like zapping
So
her.
I'll just tell you real quickly. She's pursued by
gosh.
2 crooks who want to use her powers,
Always.
and that's basically it.
What
That's,
are some of these superpowers?
you know? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Wait, I don't.
What superpowers didn't she have? Is basically what.
Oh,
you need
she
to say.
basically. I mean, she basically had like everything, right?
Like Superman powers.
She had
right? It
Superman
was like
powers.
Superman.
Yeah. She could fly though. I don't think she could fly. I don't think she. I
That'd be
don't
kinda
think she could
ridiculous.
fly.
Listen, if you get zapped by an alien laser, and you're an orangutan and you still can't talk,
Right.
chances are you won't be able to.
You
fly.
won't be able to fly. But yeah, so she had superpowers. So it's a superpowered gorilla. Okay. I'm sorry, orangutan. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Make the Grade.
Make the Grade.
What year is this again?
89 to 91 on Nickelodeon. 3 seasons. Now, it doesn't seem like there were going to be that many episodes, but there were 160 episodes of this show.
Every day? It was an everyday thing, no?
It very well could have been.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I mean, it aired on Nickelodeon. That's the way that worked.
What? Okay, so look, all right, game shows
Yeah,
are hard.
it aired weekdays, 5 days a week.
There you go. Game shows are hard because when one of us gets, like when I get a game show, I'm like, oh my God, how in depth do I get? Like the last one I got was Carmen San Diego.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm just going to give you the basics.
give me
of
the
show.
basics, yeah. What's
Questions.
the premise?
Questions. Go through the grades.
Grade questions.
Yeah, you go through
right?
the grades. You get to school. You get the questions. You get red, green, and blue. There's a red person, or there's a red desk, a blue desk, and a green desk. People sit at those desks. You ask questions. You get a square. It goes
RGB,
up to.
we were just talking about that with the front projection.
That's pretty
All right,
crazy.
go
Right? So the first to 14 squares lit up wins the game.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you have the most squares. All
Okay.
right, but there's also a bonus round like Double Dare called the fire drill, where you get messy. Let's get dirty. Let's get sweaty. Right, where you get in there. And if you win the fire drill, you pick whatever desk you want to go to.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
say
right.
you're just sitting there.
Oh,
because
the desks
and you're
had
sitting
the
desks had the stuff. It wasn't you. You weren't attached to the desk. You just got
went to
an
that
answer
and
for
you
the
got
desk.
yeah. Okay,
But you go to the
yeah.
desk and you get the questions and everything like that, right? So if there's somebody who's really smart on there and you're just like, I can't answer any questions, the person who answered all the questions, you'd be like, now there's a fire drill.
Yeah.
Right? I don't remember how the fire drill comes about, but it comes up in the whole thing. Special elective category, blah, 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 blah. There's a little fire drill. Anyway, participate in fire drills took place when a contestant selected a square with a fire wild card.
Okay.
So it comes up with the fire. All 3 kids have to participate.
Right.
But that's where it comes in, where the dumb one can win the fire drill and then go pick the desk to sit at and win the game.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's how they brought people back. Were these multiple choice questions?
I'm
trying to remember.
Let's see here. Allows a question, had a different set of categories. It went from elementary to grades 7 through 12, top of the board. Contestants' goals.
How old were these
answers.
kids? I forget. What was the age range? Because
if no one answered correctly, they'd move on. It would turn to a dead square that the host would refer to.
how old were these kids? What was the age range? Because it went all the way up to 12th grade. Like, that's crazy.
Kids, man. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I can't. vouch
Okay,
for how old
I have
they
an
were.
idea. What if we?
Probably older than us now, though.
What if we?
Older than Fred Savage.
True.
That's for sure.
Do we want
By
Roxana?
the way.
Do.
By the way.
Oh, the wizard. Yeah, you can't see it. It's back there. It's a classic. Why is it not standing up?
Because it can't fit.
Get out of
We
here.
have we have this little bad boy here, right? So let's just get that right there. So this is the Wizard, the movie from 1989. Fred Savage. He very well could have made this around the same time as Little Monsters.
Well, Little Monsters was 89.
Yes, so was the Wizard.
So he was very busy.
He was a
very
busy
busy boy. He probably had a.
No, this was 1990. My mistake.
Okay.
The Wizard was 1990. How did I not know that?
I know.
What is wrong with me? Anyway, Fred Savage was in this movie,
He was indeed.
and I don't know why we didn't bring it up during the
Because
last
we were talking
segment.
about Little Monsters.
I know we were
now,
all
okay,
in
okay.
on we were all in on Little
all
Monsters.
in.
All in on.
What are you doing? What
We're
are
all
you
in on something
doing?
else.
Why are you? I can't go anywhere.
I have to rotate this way.
What?
That's what I need to do. So that's what we have here. Everybody happy about this? Is this good? You know what I really like about our new
because
setup?
okay.
Look at this. We can have these out of our.
What I love is that
Right?
we're talking
kinda
about
really
our new
like
set.
this.
So we got
I
guys.
gotcha.
We got bar stools. Okay, we're sitting on bar stools. We have a new table coming. The set's being recreated every episode. But Kenny's took it upon himself to get. He's getting closer to me, and I'm literally stuck in the corner
that's
of this
fine.
thing.
That's fine.
Why is it fine for you? It's
totally
fine for you.
Because you know what? It doesn't matter because as long as
if
the
you
frame is
start
perfect.
rubbing my leg, we're gonna have a problem.
Nope.
I might like it. Here's the thing, Roxana. Does she go on the show?
Oh, I forgot going bananas.
Yeah, you went on a complete tangent.
I got so mad at you just now, and now I'm like, I tried to tune you out, and I
brought
hear
you
going
back.
bananas.
See what I did?
Roxana.
See what I did?
I hear Roxana,
Yeah.
and I'm excited.
Is she on the
Her
show?
name is Roxana Banana. Yes, she's on the show.
Is she a contestant or is she the host or what is she?
Now we could do she could be the host.
Or we'll make a new game show.
She could be the host. That's fine.
She can't talk.
That's fine. That's
What
fine.
do you think,
That's
Roxana?
fine.
And she just throws bananas around or something,
Fine.
or she levitates them, or
Or you have to be on the show, the opposite of Jeopardy. You're on the show until you win. You just keep playing the show until you win, and she just can't win because she can't talk, she can't do anything.
wait.
She goes in there on the fire drills, and it's like, oh, you need to get a bowl of spaghetti on your head, right? You strap that little bowl like the Double Dare. Remember that?
Yeah,
And you have to like catch the stuff in the bowl. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
She just can't do it. Can't do it.
But she's superpowered. She can do it. You don't think she can?
I don't know.
I'm a little lost with this idea. She's a contestant, or
She's a contestant on the show, and she cannot get off the show. Like basically, Chris, you and I are on the show, and you will stay on the show until you win.
Okay. Is this a
It's
sitcom or is this a game show?
Listen.
What
Price is Right. In the beginning of the show, they have a bunch of people go up and bid on things.
Right.
You stay there. If you win,
I get that
you
concept,
move on.
but
otherwise, you stay there, and you might lose in the long
So
run.
this show,
But this-
what is this show though? What is this? Is it a
Well,
game
I'm
show?
giving you the premise of that. Yes, it's a game show, and that's what you're doing.
But is our show the game show, or is our show a sitcom that
it's a game show.
that has this game show
No,
that
no,
she's
it's
on.
not like Tool Time.
So we're making a game show and we're
Yeah.
putting her on it. So she's perpetually on it all the time, basically.
the
So it's
orangutan.
basically
Who's going up against Roxana this time?
exactly okay. So
It's like Jim J. Bullock on the Hollywood Squares.
right,
He's always there.
make the grade. It's make the banana. Guess the banana.
Make the grade the banana years. The banana grade.
No, I would say make the grade the banana years. We just keep adding the banana years every time she's in a show. Can be a thing.
That's it. Make the grade.
All right.
I'm glad you actually said that because we would have been like at the end. We would have been like, man, we should have kept that going, and that's like an awesome thing. We just know exactly what it's going to be.
We
each
had
time.
Saved by the
I can't wait for
Roxana,
the A team.
Yeah,
the banana years.
the banana years. So Saved by the Bell, the banana years, and now make the grade the banana years. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Oh, you remember that this was Going Bananas was produced by Hanna-Barbera, right?
Was it Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah.
It was also a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah,
It was Saturday morning.
it was in a thing.
Like it was like
Why is
Saved by
this
the
so
Bell,
sticky?
right?
Yeah, it was a live action thing in the midst of the Saturday morning cartoon.
So
run.
this
but
was
Hanna-Barbera, yeah,
this
crazy.
paved the way for the Saturday morning as you know it now. So you're
Yeah,
welcome.
right.
You don't get cartoons anymore. Now you get news and goofy, stupid shows.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
All right. Where we go next?
Toys are coming up, Chris.
Oh, toys.
Toy time.
Toy time. Oh, I like that. Toy time.
Yep. Stay
We
put.
call that Toy Squat.
Stay put. If you go to the store and you order mozzarella cheese, do you say mozzarella or mozzarella?
I'm sorry, what?
If you say mozzarella, say one. Type the number 1 or say you agree with Ken. He's gonna tell you how it's said.
Mozzarella.
If you-
Italians.
if
That's
you
how
say it
Italians say
that,
mozzarella.
Say I agree with Chris. or put
Italians
number
don't call
2.
it mozzarella. Can I get that with mozzarella, please?
I said mozzarella.
That's not.
I added a T in there.
It's not a matzah. There's not matzah.
It's mozzarella.
It's mozzarella. That's it. That's
Nope.
all you say.
Ken mozzarella, Chris mozzarella.
No, mortadella's different. Tell me, but tell me what this has to do with toys from the 80s.
I'm just saying you're weird, man.
Were they cheesy?
Welcome
Is
to
that what you're trying to tell me? That toys from the 80s were cheesy?
Toys from the 80s were awesome. How else do you get cool things like... Well, Spider-Man's probably from the 70s. Welcome to Toy Squat, where we take 2 toys, we blend them together, we make something new. But we're going to tell you about the old stuff first.
I don't know what he
All
has. He doesn't know what I have.
All randomly generated for us.
So Kenny's going to tell me what he has. Show me what you got.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now.
A Koosh ball.
I have
Koosh.
Koosh.
Well, hold on.
It's still out today, Chris.
But what year was Koosh?
Koosh was 1988, man.
And it sounds like I'm talking about weed, but that's Kush.
It was 1988.
88? Really?
Yep.
Oh, man. Do you know what year this was?
G.I. Joe, a real American hero. You hear that little guy? Look at him.
What's that?
He's excited. It's
Roadblock.
Look at it. His arms go up. He's so excited right now that we got G.I. Joe. Oh no! Hold on. Arms have to go right down.
Should I get? That's why I wanted that to be out. Yeah, we have a
Wow.
G.I. Joe.
Okay, Koosh and G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Last time we had G.I. Joe, much like Going Bananas, we had G.I. Joe along with Masters of the Universe, and we actually had the G.I. Joe figures.
And that was before we did toys.
We actually had the G.I. Joe figures pilot.
No, that wasn't
He-Man.
toys. It was the cartoons.
We actually had the G.I. Joe figures pilot the He-Man figures, the Master of the Universe figures as mechs. We did make an exception on that show and said we need to talk about the toys. We need to design the toys for this.
That's before we
So
decided.
that was like a toy squat before the
That's
toy
true.
squat.
All right, well, tell me about Koosh 88.
Koosh,
Jesus.
gosh, 1988. 2,000 rubber filaments. That's what this bad boy has.
Who makes this?
So, and it's made by Hasbro now. Hasbro.
Who made it then?
Koosh.
Oh, we're just gonna say Hasbro then.
No, Hasbro bought it in 2017, Chris.
Wow, so it's
You might know that as the future.
So it's just Koosh.
We know that as the future. You might know it as last year.
Koosh. Okay.
So, no big deal. But,
So what? 2000? What'd you say? Say it again.
Yeah, Koosh. 2000.
2000
You know.
what? Rubber filaments? You said.
Sorry, no. Yeah, 2000 rubber filaments. Yeah, it started in 1988. It says here, or this says 19.
Go on.
Yeah, first patented in 1988, released in 1989.
So 89.
So technically 89.
So technically 89.
Technically 1989. It's often used to help children develop motor skills. I mean, it's a toy. It's basically like a little toy ball, right, with the little fuzzies that you throw around. And you always try to pick off the
Or you take
Like the little
one and
rubber-
go like this. With
Yeah.
it.
You know, some of them. Now was it
They were
intentional?
fun though. They were like you could
They
like
still are, Chris.
you just bounce
Chris,
it.
Chris,
What was your favorite thing to do?
we
with
can
it?
take a field trip right now to CVS and probably buy one.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
But here's the thing: is sometimes you had them, and they had the loop that was in there. Was the loop intentional?
Yeah.
So you can like hold
so you
it.
can
and do
hold
that?
it. Yeah.
I always thought that maybe they just didn't get cut, or one of them got folded under when they were making the ball.
No, it was intentional, so you could loop it and you can go. Bloop,
Really?
bloop, bloop.
'Cause I think
But I never used that loop.
Snap it or
I used to
break it or
take just
something like that.
a random one
Oh,
and
gosh,
do
I don't
that.
know.
What else you got for me on
There's honestly not much that I'm going to tell you about.
basically it, right? It's a little rubber
it was made
bouncy
by
thing.
before Hasbro brought it in 2017. It was made by Odds On Products. Odds On. That was just it. It
Odds
was
on one
Odds
word or
On.
hyphen. What's that?
ODDZ. Capital
Odds
O-N,
on.
all one word.
Okay, odds on. Okay.
Yeah, so that was probably their bread and butter, if you will.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, I got
So
you.
I wonder how much they purchased. Gosh, how much do you purchase Koosh for?
Can I tell you about
And
G.I.
how-
Joe before we go into
But
that?
that's the thing is, like in 2017, you say, you know what, you know that Koosh ball, I'd like to buy.
Seriously,
it.
it's
Do you
20
think
years
do you
later.
think it's sailed, right?
Yeah.
The ship has sailed. Like there's not going to be a run on Koosh balls.
We should probably get that.
But however, there are cross licensing that you can have with it, much like the muscles that came out. Much
Yeah,
like
yeah,
muscles.
yeah.
Muscle came out again. However, they're not allowed to make the original characters.
Right.
That's what they're not allowed to do. They're not
Yeah.
allowed to make the original
Well,
muscle creatures.
That's why they made like Avengers and like.
Well, now they're all
Marvel and
licensed.
DC. Yeah, it's
they have
all
Masters of
licensed,
the
all licensed
Universe.
stuff,
They have
yeah.
all kinds of cool
Right,
stuff
yeah.
out there. But which is great. That's awesome. That's really cool,
But what
especially for the nostalgia purposes.
Yeah.
'Cause now you can go back and say, "Wow, I can get Masters of the Universe muscle."
muscle
That's awesome.
bound. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Million-
are they doing anything with that? With
millions of unusual small creatures lurking everywhere.
there you go. You got it. Yes. Well done.
I remember that from a couple episodes ago. What do you want to talk about?
What do they do?
They have cross promotions with Nerf and Angry Birds Star Wars. Like that's what Hasbro's using it for now.
Oh yeah,
Cross
yeah.
promoting. So they're
okay.
kind of
Okay.
it's kind of smart.
That makes sense.
It's
yeah.
an interesting little.
I
thing
wish
that they're
you know
doing
what, we need to get one and have it like here
there.
so we can like
Push
play
ball?
with it while we.
Yeah, that's.
They don't
that's
make
what
that.
we
It doesn't
don't
make
do.
noise. It's just a little rubber. We'll get one.
It'll make noise when I throw it at your head.
Well, maybe.
Tell me. Gosh, tell me.
G.I.
about
Joe, a real American hero.
Remember
What do
the
you?
arcade game?
Yeah,
I
dude.
like
I like
this,
the. I
this
love.
is an aside. That arcade game
That
is
was fun.
phenomenal.
That was a great
It
arcade
never
game, yeah.
came home.
No.
Super NES came out and had the Mode 7, the scaling graphics and everything like that. And you'd always think that G.I. Joe arcade game can come to the Super NES because they have the scaling graphics. Never came home.
Nope, never came.
It couldn't handle it. However, that was a good game in the arcade.
That was a fun art game. The toys are also fun. The
The-
toys.
Whoa, come on, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
the toys are fun.
So good example. No, you let go of them.
Why are you You're so far on the ground right now.
Dang it. Come up. He'll get it. 82 to 94. And then they came back in 97 to the present. I'm looking at your chair. You're not there at all.
That's okay.
These are, and we're talking about the 1982 version. Oh, there it is. We're talking about the 1982 version. I'm gonna face the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make him dance.
So, there he is.
Yeah. Anyway, talk about it.
This is the first time we've actually had the prop of the toy we're talking about. That's pretty cool. So if you're watching
you're
this, if
100%
you're watching
welcome.
this on Twitch or on YouTube, you're welcome. If not, and you're listening to this, what are you doing? Go watch it. So, all right. So here's the thing. So these obviously of the remake of the 60s and 70s 12-inch versions of the doll. This is the second coming.
Okay.
Okay. And you know, they originally cast, the original ones didn't. Okay, so I don't know if you could see, but this guy has got the rotating forearm, the articulating at the elbow,
Yes,
and then
the
rotating forearm.
Original figures did not
And-
have that.
Right, and their head can go up and down. So they have a ball joint for the head, and they have this rotating stuff. The original figures did not have that.
Yes.
In 1980, I believe it was 1982 is when the original ones came out, and then the next year in 83 is when they started
Right.
coming out
And they actually remade the original figures with
the new
with
articulation.
swivel.
So over 500 figures,
yes.
over 250 vehicles and playsets.
Gosh, now that you collect every single one of
Cartoons,
those things.
comics.
Pokemon's got nothing on G.I. Joe.
No.
Especially the garish 90s colors. Like, remember when they were all like
Okay.
neon
Later
purple
on,
and everything like that?
yeah. I had so many of these.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe figures. I love them. And then you'd break the groin piece.
The little rubber band.
The little
you know that there's restoration now where you can actually buy like packs of the rubber bands.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
Put them back together.
Well,
because they dry rot.
They do.
If you
yeah.
I don't know if this is an original one or not. I'm not sure.
Maybe
this wasn't one of my original figures when I have it.
But here's the problem. See, you see how the arm joint is upside down. I hated that. Oh. I always rotated. I hated.
Was he like that?
I don't know, but we had him like that and stuff. The thing is, I don't even know if you guys can see this, but the arm joint, when it rotates. Anyway, what else do I have here?
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick. Action Force, people from Europe might not be familiar with G.I. Joe too much. Action Force was
labeled Action. It was G.I.
Action
Joe,
Force was an established brand in Europe at the time, where they used that. Hasbro actually used Action Force because they actually purchased Action Force and actually introduced G.I. Joe characters into the Action Force brand.
Right, yeah.
To actually, so you can actually get those figures in the Action Force line after a certain amount of time.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, a real American hero. That
obviously that wouldn't sell anywhere else in the world.
Right. Well, again, when I said
European hero.
Well, yeah. When I said that this was the remake of the 12-inch dolls, right?
Yeah.
This from 82 on is a real American hero. So the original ones are not a real American hero. Okay. It's only this on.
Yeah. This sublime, not in the 50s. You're talking about the old ones.
The 60s and 70s version were not
right. It was G.I. Joe, and then they kind of needed something to go with the Transformers and everything like that.
So. Exactly right. That's what that was.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about the joints. I talked about that stuff. It was 82 to 94, and then they came back in 97 to the present. So for Kenny and I, and probably most of you who are around our same age, the 82 to 94 line, that was it.
Yeah,
that's what
that
we
was
did.
G.I. Joe. And I'd always hear about, oh no, G.I. Joe were these dolls.
Right.
From like aunts and uncles and all that stuff. Like, oh yeah, they were these, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like Barbie doll,
right?
And it was.
It was a Barbie doll.
They were action dolls,
12-inch,
or something like that.
And they had articulation too, and they had the big guns.
And they had the clothes, they had like outfits and all this stuff.
Yeah,
it was like kind of crazy. But then they came out with action figures, and this was huge when they came out with things like this.
So for me, this holds in like a dear place in my heart, because what I used to do is I used to do radio shows. Yeah. So I'd have my tape deck. I get a blank tape. Yeah. I'd hit record, and whenever I would play, whatever I would play that day, I would just record it. Yeah. So if I had this guy talk or that guy talk or this thing happen or this, I would just record it all and make radio shows of that. And then later on, I got into like filmmaking, and I used to use my parents' camcorder, and I used to make stop motion videos with them, my turtles, Jurassic Park toys, So I mean,
now real quick, these guys came out in 1982. Star Wars figures, though, came out in like 1977,
the reason,
78
and the reason,
they weren't expecting it to be such a big hit. But is that the reason why they're this
That's
size?
why they're 3 3/4.
Gotcha.
Because they wanted to, they saw what the Star Wars figures were doing.
The big point of why they made the Star Wars figures the size that they made them was so they can have vehicles.
Right.
Because otherwise the vehicles, if you had it'd have this enormous vehicle, or they'd have play sets. They'd have like the Star Trek toys, where it would only be like the bridge,
because
they wouldn't have the spaceship because they were a certain size, and so it's smart because they had the amount of characters was only outdone by the amount of vehicles that they had.
Yeah, well, dude, over 500 figures and then 250 vehicles and play sets.
But that's the thing is you get the Sky Striker, and it's this enormous plane, like enormous, like that big.
It was great
because it was life size, and you'd fit him in the. The cockpit, and that was it.
I loved it.
The aircraft carrier was enormous.
I had a friend growing up that lived down the block. His dad was a garbage man, and he would bring home like slightly damaged, like because like
kids would throw it out.
Right, the hard plastic when it'd get white because and they would throw them out, and he'd be like, "Oh, you got to come over. My dad just brought me the So talking about the
flag, the USS flag.
Yeah, no, not
the aircraft carrier.
No, there was that one tank. Remember the Tiger Force? Tiger Force
was like a later version of it, I think. Right? Was that with the goofy camouflage?
Yeah, with that yellow and like black and
I want to say it was.
I remember he had like 3 pieces of the Tiger Force. He's like, my dad just got these for me, and what? Man, look, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. All right, so I mean, what up?
Yeah, however it works. So how are we gonna cross promote this?
Right. They were relicensed in Europe. Yeah, to Action Man. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Koosh and we have G.I. Joe. All right. Let's think here. Let's think out of the box. Let's think ball joints. It's all ball bearings these days, isn't it?
Koosh balls. You think we should just have like?
Well, look.
What if they fired weapons? What if they had firing weapons? Like they'd have cannons and stuff like that. Like they don't have to be like pistol size like for their hands. They could be
like their tanks
just
and stuff.
Weapons that they can hold, tanks, vehicles, and that's what they shoot out.
They shot little Koosh balls. They make little Koosh balls. I've seen little tiny ones.
That's it. Plain and simple. Just Koosh balls like cannonballs, and that's the thing.
All right, look, I was gonna go a little more out of the box. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. That's a good idea. But what if we made Koosh ball vehicles, like they actually fit into them,
and then they roll around and everything?
Yeah, like what if you could
let's just. Before that, I want to state the obvious.
Okay.
They have the rubber bands that hold the hips together.
Yeah.
I don't want to like pull too much because it's gonna snap. But there's a rubber band holding his hips together. Actually, his whole rear end region is not attached.
Right.
Right? There's a rubber band that feeds from his torso into the legs.
Right.
The nether region just happens to be in between, sandwiched in between.
Right. So you could pull the upper torso and the legs, and I used to do that, and then it would spin.
It'll spin and dangle and everything.
Dangle his butt.
Because it's not connected. It's latched in just by the rubber band.
Great design though, man.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely great.
It's perfect for doing
you know what else
drop
is made out of? Yeah, you know what else is made out of rubber? Are the Koosh balls.
Right. Yeah.
So you're thinking about later stuff like this. Just the crotch made out of.
Dude, we can do a lot of different things. You can have Koosh Joe, G.I. Joe, where it's a Koosh ball or a Koosh body with the arms and like the extremities attached.
Like
I was gonna say, what if you had like a Koosh ball that was like maybe a little bit of harder plastic in the middle that you fit them in, and you closed it up, and then you can throw them at each other like, oh my G.I. Joe guys, and it's like. So now you're playing like it's like a Nerf situation.
It's a Nerf situation.
But you put your G.I. Joe in there, yeah.
Kind of like rock. You ever build model rockets?
Yeah.
And launch them?
Yeah.
And some of them would have like a
cockpit,
a cavity
that or a cabin that you could put things.
Well, the parachute would be in between, and they go together, and it go up, and it would bust open, and it would parachute down. And then you ride your bike and go get it.
Yeah. Or you never find it, like me.
They had one. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh my gosh, we used to find them all the time. So the rocket was there. Some of them had a clear section.
Yeah.
Where you can put things in.
Right. Yeah.
Such as
insects. Oh, you put insects in there?
Insects in there.
Oh, really?
Give them a ride. They used to go up in the sky. Yeah, we'd put them in. It would launch the rocket. It would parachute down, and we'd go get it and be like, "There he is, little guy. That went for a ride. He went all the way up in the sky, like a water bug or a pill bug.
Yeah,
like they're not meant to fly. Like a dragonfly, yeah. Like a fly, yeah. A bee, yup.
You could have just said a fly.
I know. This guy got launched up there like a worm. Worm doesn't know what's up there. The worm's as low as you can go. When was the last time you saw a worm even on a wall?
Yeah, little inchworm. What about inchworms?
Little inchworms.
They fly.
They're a little bit different. They're not really worms, are they? They're a little bit more.
Like, it's a worm.
A little more caterpillar. It's a worm style.
Caterpillar's a worm.
Worms don't
Caterpillar's a worm with legs.
Worms don't.
It's in its name. It's an inchworm.
What is it? What is it?
Metamorphosize?
Yes. They don't metamorphosize.
Yeah. Anyway,
look, I like the idea.
There's a lot of ideas. We have a lot of ideas
cannons.
Here. I say we do all of them.
I love it.
I say we do all of them. They shoot little Koosh balls out of their weapons.
And you put them in there.
They get put into Koosh balls that you can throw at your friends. What was the other thing? Oh, Koosh Joes. All right? Yeah. It's with the extremities when they're in their Koosh bodies.
What's it called?
I said Koosh Joe? G.I. Koosh?
G.I.Koosh. Do we need to go to the videotape?
I mean, we could.
Does anybody have any?
Anybody out there have any ideas what we could call this thing?
What would the mixture of Koosh and G.I. Joe be?
I mean, we don't have to use those words. I mean, obviously, if it's G.I. Joe, I say you need the G.I. Joe, real American Koosh. Koosh, a real American Joe.
A real Koosh hero.
A real Koosh hero. Yeah.
We had a
G.I. Joe, real Koosh hero.
The one with Masters of the Universe was called A Real Attorney and Hero.
A Real Attorney and Hero, yeah.
Oh, 2 repeats. You got 2.
KB Joe.
Like Kate Koosh Ball Joe.
Koosh Ball Joe.
Koosh Ball Joe.
Koosh Ball Joe. A Real American Hero.
Maybe not. Koosh Ball Joe.
See, this is the tough part.
It's really tough to name things.
This is
And
the tough
like
part.
sometimes we just get it where it's like that's what
Yeah.
it's got to be. You know.
Like make the grade the banana years. Real
Koosh
American.
Ball Joe.
I kind of like if we kept G.I. Joe and like a real American
G.I. Joe
Koosh.
Koosh Wars.
Oh, now you're getting somewhere. Koosh Wars.
G.I. Joe Koosh Wars.
I think
Koosh War 1.
no, Koosh Wars.
Really? Well, they didn't call it World War One. World War One at the time.
Right. They just
I think
called it the
after
Great.
World
They
War
called
II
it the
happened,
Great
they go,
War.
"Oh, great, we
The
already."
Koosh War.
That's the thing where they're just like, oh, what do we call
We have
it?
to call the Great War 1.
Well, they have to go back and call it that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So anyway, G.I. Joe. How about that? G.I. Joe, Koosh Wars.
Koosh. I like that.
Kind of like
Koosh.
Tiger Force.
Yeah. I like
Koosh
that.
Wars. Koosh
Thank you for
War-
the
or Koosh War.
suggestion.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Koosh
We're
Wars.
just trying to think of like the marketability of it.
Yeah, I think
Koosh
you got to
Wars.
use G.I. Joe.
Koosh Wars is
Koosh
fine.
Wars.
Good deal. GameSquat's coming up next. That's our favorite section.
That's what you're all here for, isn't it? Isn't it? No, it's cool. All right. Yeah. All right. We'll see you in Game Squad in a minute.
I'd get mad at you for doing that, but they're not even going to see it because everybody just skips to the Game Squad anyway.
Oh, that's true. Wait.
Such
That makes me sad.
I know. We hope you're enjoying sweating to the 80s with us here at Retro Squat. We're in the Game Squat section. It's been a long time coming. You know, we start off with the movies. People like the movies. Go into a little bit of a funk with the TV shows sometimes.
Sometimes.
Especially the cartoons. On the odd-numbered episodes get cartoons. Even-numbered episodes get toys.
Right.
That's the way it happens. That's the way we do it.
That's the way it works.
This happened to be a toy episode, but we're going strong into the Game Squat, and we're gonna have some fun here, Chris.
Yeah, we're going to
What
take
do we
two games that are randomly chosen for us, and we're going to talk about them. I don't know what he has. He doesn't know what I have. We're going to show them. We're going to talk about them. Then we're going to make something brand new
Yes.
out of those two classics.
Kind of like taking a jar of peanut butter, taking a jar of jelly. You're putting them together. You're making something new.
Like this, and you eat it.
I don't know.
Did you ever peanut butter and fluff? What's it
Gosh,
called?
there was probably a 2-year time in my life, probably the better part of the last 10 years, where fluff was a mainstay on my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
What about jelly and cream cheese?
You discussed every part of my body, and I never want to talk to you again. Show's over, folks. See you later. Roll credits.
I thought the same thing.
We're done.
I thought the same thing, but I tried it, and it's actually pretty good.
That's disgusting. I'm not a fan of cream cheese.
Oh, well, you see, if you're not a fan of something, you can't
wanna know
get
how much-
mad
you wanna
at
know how
someone
much
who
of a-
is a fan of something.
How much of a non-fan?
I don't like jalapenos. You
Okay.
put that on everything. You disgust me.
Why did you just say jalapenos? Why couldn't you say it with
Jalapeno?
with a Spanish accent like you say mozzarella with an Italian accent?
Because because I'm not Spanish. So I don't
Anyway,
have-
I'm
I
going to
don't
tell
have
you how
that.
much I can't stand cream cheese.
We're gonna get to games in a second. I promise.
Listen. The more you talk, the more I divert. Cream cheese I despise. I don't like it. I eat bagels with butter. Okay. And if you're not from New York, you don't eat bagels. Sorry. The lenders, they're not bagels. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyway, so you can't judge me. You can't judge me if you're from anywhere else. Okay. So here's the deal. Cream cheese is disgusting. I hate it. I love Cinnabons. Love them. I found out that the icing that they put on Cinnabons is made out of cream cheese. It made me pause. It gave me pause.
Oh, really?
Going, I don't think I want to eat these anymore.
Yet.
I love them. And I kind of eat them now. I eat them all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Whenever I get to them all.
All right. Anyway,
Come
so
on,
I'm going to show you what I got.
Let's see.
Let's just get the games.
Let's just get to the games.
Go. Say it out loud.
Oh gosh, he has
Say it.
NFL Football 1994 or not NFL Football 94 on the Sega Genesis,
Say the whole thing.
starring Joe Montana.
Yes.
Joe Montana?
Not Joe Montana. Nope.
All right.
What do you have?
I have
Slalom.
not Shalom. It's
Slalom for NES. Not Shalom, he says.
So I have Slalom. Let's come
Slalom.
on,
What a
man.
dumb word.
I can't believe we got football and skiing. We're gonna make a cool sport out of this.
Oh, the last skiing game we did when I had Mogul Mania for the Atari. Gross. All right, so NFL football.
Let's hear it.
What do you want, man? It's a football game on Genesis.
Yep.
Okay.
Now,
Can I tell you something?
Which number in the series was
this?
This
was
was
94.
Joe Montana.
Oh no, this
just said Joe
Joe
Montana.
Montana. No, I know what you're gonna say.
Sports Talk Football.
I know.
Right? Was this following that?
No. But what this was oh, and I don't even have it here. Okay. Yeah, they. This is like the fourth one for I was gonna say Montana, for like Joe Montana. They named it NFL. They renamed it to like NFL football, and it was like 94, whatever.
Yeah,
Look, the thing is, it's a football game
regardless.
developed by Blue Sky, published by Sega, 93 for the Genesis.
Everybody back in the day had a thing with the football games. I have to sign Joe Montana because you signed John Madden.
Right.
Right? You signed Bo Jackson.
Well, they were the big right.
Like you had these.
Bo Jackson's baseball. Remember that?
Well, yeah.
It wasn't Bo Jackson's football. Wasn't it Bo Jackson's baseball?
I don't know. He
I don't
did
know.
both. I think there was a game that had both in it. I think
Bo
it was like
Jackson's
football.
Sports or something. Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
I don't
Anyway,
know. I think it was on like Game Boy.
don't do it now. So
Don't
yes,
do it.
this is starring Joe Montana. It's it
What team was Joe Montana on?
so it's the 49ers.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you, I had a friend named Charles.
Charles Montana.
No.
Oh, okay.
Should I say his last name?
Wouldn't it be crazy?
His mom was a school nurse in
No,
junior
no,
high.
I wouldn't.
knew
do
him
that.
in junior high.
Now here's the thing. Imagine, does Montana have a football team?
No. Doesn't.
Well, it'd be like Joe San Francisco.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Who would quarterback for them? Anyway.
Wait, is he on the? He's on the Chiefs on this one. What? This is when he was on the Chiefs.
Oh.
This is when he was on the Chefs. 94. He was really? Did he move? He must have went from. Okay, now bear with me. Did he go from the 49ers?
Sports talk here.
Because
this is Sports Squat.
Because my
Chris and
friend loved Joe Montana on the 49ers, but he must. This was because that was before 94. I was in junior high before that. But anyway, point is,
It's kind of like a Michael Jordan thing. Where he was on the
man.
Bulls and then he went to the Wizards.
Did you see what just
why
happened?
did you go to the Wizards, man?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's such
yeah,
a
yeah,
ridiculous thing and everything.
All right. So the thing is, let me get through this, please. Top down. It had a zooming camera, it had play-by-play commentary. It had that voice modulation thing.
Always.
Over 800
Double
players
dribble.
from the
Double
90s.
dribble.
No, this is before double. This was after double.
I know, but I'm saying.
Double dribble. Playing no steal. Playing no steal. Remember that? Shing shing. I like to play the steal. When you beat each other up. All right. Anyway, authentic playbooks and instant replays. The camera, it was all right. People didn't like it too much. Some of the things that they did for 94.
Well,
NFL
the thing is,
football
they tried to
94.
innovate, and the thing was, there were some games. Tecmo Bowl was side. Remember, Madden was in and out of the field.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of like vertical. Tecmo Bowl was horizontal. They tried different things. There was a game called NES Play Action Football. I don't know if it was the NES or the Super NES. Where it was
I don't remember.
isometric.
Yeah.
And it was kind of made like Shadowrun
Would you want to see what this looks like?
or Zaxxon.
Yeah. Do you want to see what this looks
And
like?
the thing is, they tried to innovate with games back then, which was unnecessary because there was a good view. Once you had it, it's like taking a side-scrolling game and saying we're going to just start changing it all over the place. Side-scrolling works. It's the way it is.
Well, but people try and do different things.
I understand that, and you have to respect that, but sometimes it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. The game doesn't need to be like that.
Yeah. Well.
Right? Like there's some games, especially when they went to the 3D realm, where the camera was just like a nightmare. Like I couldn't.
They still don't have the camera down. You know that,
Super
right?
Mario 64. I just stop moving. Stop the camera. It needs to stop moving all over the place. There were buttons on that controller when that game system was made that would just control the camera. Remember the little yellow buttons that went in different directions? That's why when they developed the system, they developed it around the Mario game, and they actually added those buttons to make the camera controls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? How hard is it to center it on stupid Mario? Yeah, so it's...
It did the zoom, remember?
Oh, gosh.
Stuff.
It comes in with the brackets, man.
So,
yeah.
the thing is...
You know what other game zoomed? Samurai Showdown.
Yeah, it did.
Art of Fighting.
Are we gonna play Samurai Showdown tonight?
Geo.
We should play some stuff. I've been trying to play a fighting. I've been trying to play a fighting game with you.
I like it. I know.
All right.
One of your butt handed to you, man.
Please. Remember Mugen? Remember we went on that Mugen kick for a while.
Mugen, yeah,
Remember
man.
that?
Dude, I had all those
I know you
characters
did.
downloaded. So many. I had
know.
like thousands. And then I dropped
that's
my hard
when
drive.
you dropped the hard drive. Idiot.
And now I'd have to go find them all.
I'm not a fan of this,
To
though,
this
man.
day, I
You're
keep
like-
putting it off. I keep putting it off. I'm like, I can't.
You're
I can't,
going to build the
I
arcade
can't.
machine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah,
All right, so go ahead. Tell me a slalom for NES.
Oh, Slalom for NES. There was two brothers, the Stamper brothers, Tim and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You might relate to Chris.
Why? Because my name's Chris? Doesn't make any sense.
Yes. I relate to Kenny Rogers, man. And Loggins.
you're
Kenny Rogers, Loggins, and G. It's like the trio, man.
Okay.
It's the trio, and I relate to all of them.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
And Kenny from the Cosby Show. Remember this little friend Kenny?
The oboe back here.
oboe?
What did he?
My oboe?
What did
Yeah.
Piccolo? What did he?
It was,
Saxophone?
I don't know.
What
What did he have? He had some kind of weird thing.
Who cares? Go ahead. Tell me a slalom.
Okay, anyway.
Skiing game?
They, yeah, man.
Was it only slalom or was it a skiing
No,
game?
no,
I don't
no.
remember.
It was alpine skiing. It was a skiing game.
Alpine skiing?
3 mountains, 24 hills. There was snowy hills for beginners, steep peak for novice, and Mount Nasty for if you wanted the hard stuff.
Oh, Mount Nasty.
You know what I mean? Listen, this is the first Rare game ever.
Oh,
Ever.
made by Rare?
This game,
Published by Nintendo, but developed by Rare?
Tim and Chris worked on arcade games. Tim Stamper, Chris Stamper worked on arcade games. All right. They were getting into the PC market, but there was a lot of piracy, which much like today, a lot
What
of
year?
piracy. 1987, a lot of piracy. So they decided we're going to go to Nintendo and ask if we can develop games for them, because there's the Nintendo Entertainment System's been out for a couple years in Japan, right? A couple years in the United States, or a few years in Japan, a couple years in the United States.
Right.
And Nintendo said no thanks. But they had the lockout chip in the system,
Yeah.
right, where you had the licensed game. So they reverse engineered that, made a demo of Slalom, sent it to Nintendo, or Nintendo saw it, was absolutely dumbfounded by this,
Yeah.
or flabbergasted, or whatever you want to call it. And anyway, immediately impressed and actually decided, fine, you can make games for us. And they were the first Western developer to make games. And
Third party.
well,
to
not
make
not
game?
third party, but internal developer or third party developer,
Right.
Not publisher.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Slalom was published by Nintendo.
Well, of
they
course, yeah.
loved the game so much that they published it and started a relationship with Rare.
Did they buy it?
They
They
worked
bought the rights
concurrently
to it,
with them.
or they just gave Rare the contract to publish.
Yeah, you make the game for us. We'll publish it for you.
Rare has. You're
And-
right.
and
You're
ever
right.
since
Rare
then,
has made games for Nintendo
yep.
for
They made-
back
they
since
made loads of
'87.
them.
Wow, that's
Yep.
cool, man.
So that was their
Donkey Kong,
first
Donkey
game.
Kong Country,
Now, it was
all that stuff.
Yes, it was released
Not
originally in
Donkey
the
Kong.
arcade. Okay, it was first originally released in the arcade. If you remember, there were arcade games, NES arcade games.
right. Yeah.
Versus Slalom versus
yeah,
Super
yeah,
Mario
yeah,
Brothers,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Goonies. You remember there was the Goonies 2.
Oh yeah.
The original one was the Goonies, and that was one of the verse arcade
right,
games
yeah,
and everything
true,
like
yeah.
that. So that's why I was like, well, where's the Goonies 2 come in? There was no Goonies 1. It's like, oh no, Goonies 1 was the movie. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. There was a Goonies 1 game,
Oh. Okay.
right? And I think he had. Did he have a yo-yo in Goonies 2?
Yes.
The first one he had a slingshot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
So you can play it emulation if you want, or you can go get a Famicom or
yeah.
something like that, or an arcade if
luck
you
with
want. Anyway, that's basically that. So they were really impressed by it. You dodge trees, snowmen, flags. Obviously, you go in and out of the flags. Sledders, other skiers, and there are, Chris, moguls in the game.
Of course there are.
There are moguls in the game.
Moguls, if you don't know what a mogul is in
Yep,
regards
tell
to
everybody what a
skiing,
mogul is.
it's the tracks that are made by the downhill skiers that create these little divots, these little hills, these little lines in the snow. Those are called moguls. And so like skiers would follow those moguls, like, follow basically the tracks of the other skiers, I think. So that's what the moguls are. Sorry, my voice is cracking.
So
Anyway, all right. So
yeah. So anyway, they're not the tracks. I don't think by the skiers.
it's like the bumps.
It's a series
the-
of bumps.
yeah.
Yeah. When skiers push snow into mounds as they do sharp turns. Okay,
Right,
so
yeah.
maybe
That's what I said.
it happens to be natural. Okay, so maybe
When they
maybe
turn,
it's
they're
right.
creating these little bumps, like these. Yeah. But it would be
From the Bavarian, Austrian, German word Mugel, or Mugel, or whatever like that, meaning mound or hillock.
right. All right.
All right,
So
interesting. So you hit that,
Cool.
but you can do tricks. You can
Okay.
go up into the air and you can do tricks. Now you get extra points if you do
Can you show
tricks.
me gameplay going on?
However, if
I'll do it.
However, if you land, and you miss, you lose time because you crashed.
Yeah. Right. Of
Now
course.
you have to get back up.
Yeah,
and
that
you
makes
have to do all
sense.
kinds of
That
crazy
makes
stuff
perfect
like that,
sense.
right? So yeah, no Western developers before this. They went and did this thing. So 1987, Rare, and it's kind of cool stuff. I don't know many people who have this game. It reminds me, it's interesting. The gameplay reminds me of Rad Racer a lot for the NES. And Rad Racer, if you don't know, was made by Squaresoft or Square.
Oh, okay. I never played this game. I'm looking at this game right now. I never played it.
Yeah, it's just very.
See his butt.
I mean, it's basically a racing game, right? Yeah, you can jump.
Yeah.
It's basically a racing game, but skiers. So I mean, you take the ski.
Oh, you hit the mogul, and then you
put the race car in there or the car from Rad Racer, and you have, it's Rad Racer.
Pretty cool. All right,
Except for Rad Racer, the display was on the bottom.
Sure.
The HUD or whatever you want to call
it. All right, so well, you can't have that on the bottom. You need that.
Well, I know you need it. Well,
all right. Okay, so we made a game not very long ago. We made a game. We had tennis, and was it Mogul Mania?
I think it was where we were like shooting.
And so we made a thing where, as you're skiing down, you had tennis players on the sides hitting tennis balls. No, they were hitting snowballs
with tennis
rackets, or we made them different rackets. Whatever. The point was, you were being bombarded by snowballs as you were coming down. This could be the sequel to that.
What was that
with
called?
Footballs. Oh, I don't remember now. Do you remember what?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't remember.
Why don't you reach in that drawer right there? Grab me that red folder out. This is the Retro Squat archives. If anybody doesn't know.
Yeah, they do look like Dunes. You're right.
Always look for the red folder.
So my idea is, what if we made a sequel to that where it's football?
Top players tennis. We had top players tennis. It was called skee ball.
Skee ball. Okay. Skee ball 2. Hear me out. Skee ball 2.
Here, all right.
We have.
I'm hearing you.
Replace those with snow footballs.
Snow footballs.
They're ovals, snow ovals, ovals of snow.
Oh, hold on a second.
But wait.
Instead of making snow balls, you make oval balls, and then you
right, and they spiral.
Lob
right,
some Hail Marys out there.
But wait, because of the sequel, we make it a little harder. Now you have, I was gonna say tackling dummies, but no, you could have linemen. You have linemen in your way now. Because you had to dodge, because there were obstacles in this game. So we'll pull the obstacles from this game. We'll make them linemen.
How about you can only launch a ball?
Snowmen wearing football pads. Huh? That's good. You can what? You can only what?
I was going to say you can only lob the football if they're in a jump. If they hit a mogul and they're in a jump.
Otherwise, they have to dodge all the other things.
They dodge all the other things.
So when you hit a mogul, you pop up.
But the thing is, it's easy because they can hop over obstacles. But once they're airborne, it's free game.
Right.
And you can lob the football.
Now, what do? We made a second player could control the sidelines and control all those guys.
Yes.
So a second player can control.
It's going to be the same concept.
Yeah.
So we're making a
player one's going to
kick.
kick. I like it, man.
Is Joe Montana going to be in this game?
Yes.
As the announcer. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be Joe Montana's Skee Ball 2?
No.
It's Skee Ball 2
it's Skee
featuring
Ball 2.
Joe Montana?
No, starring, because this says starring Joe Montana. Or no, wait, not starring.
So Skee Ball was a success in our alternate 80s universe, enough to get a sponsor.
Yep.
Right? Or
no, the NFL was like, we want in on this.
Oh.
Because the tennis people, we got like, oh, we like it. They're like, oh no, we're gonna.
What if they're playing? What if instead they're playing tennis, or they're playing football on skis?
I mean, that's another idea. I immediately just thought of that. Because
basically, what I'm saying is, you have a mountain,
right,
and the football field is down the mountain.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Right.
So you need to advance, or the other way. You need to advance up.
Oh, it's a little hard.
Not gonna lie, it might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. Or can we make that another mode in this game?
Or you can be going down the mountain and you have the football. You're skiing down the mountain with a football in your hand, and you have to like pass the football to somebody.
Another skier.
Yeah. But there are other skiers.
Excuse me. It's a little hard. It's a little hard to get. Yeah, it's a little hard to get. Because I initially was thinking that, but then
football.
Then I thought of skee ball.
Best played on a level surface.
Yes.
This
might be a little. This might be a little too much.
Skee Ball 94.
Skee Ball 94. Instead of Skee Ball 2, we do Skee Ball
Aptly 81,
94.
Skee Ball 94.
Wait, what year? This was 93. Oh, duh.
What was?
What? Well, mine, it was 93.
Well, it came out in 93, but
right.
it's always
What's
the
your,
next
what year?
year.
87?
87, yeah. Split the difference? 1990?
88?
Why 88?
Skee Ball 88. Because it's always the year ahead of when it comes out. It's always for the next year. Like this was 94, but it used the 92 season and it came out in 93. So like Madden 97 was for the 96.
Sports games are such a pain in the neck like that.
Like the last sports game I bought was Madden 97. And it was for the 95 season, but I bought it in 96. It used the 95 season. Like that was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as the, downhill to the goal and other team defends, change place after halftime. I mean, yeah, if we take the concept of playing football down a hill, it's going to be in constant motion. That's the only thing. So each play is downhill.
But now in football, remember, if you pass the ball, you're allowed to pass the ball in football.
Right.
You don't just have the quarterback doesn't just throw the ball and then you
run, right? And
if you pass the ball, you have to pass it backwards.
So it'd be the reverse. You're saying.
Well, what I'm saying is if you're going downhill and you need to pass the ball, you're not passing it forward. You're throwing it back again to a skier who's behind you.
That's what I'm saying.
So perpetually, that ball could be falling. If you have a skier here and a skier here and a skier here, skier. If you're all going downhill as slow as you possibly can, you're passing that ball back. That ball can stay in the same spot while people are already down.
Right.
Depending on how many teammates you have.
And then what are the defenders doing down there? Are they stopping the people who
they're
are
blocking it, let's
coming
say
down? So you gotta get to an end zone?
Yeah, but there has to be some kind of way. Like maybe you have the flags and you have to have the football go through each set of flags or something. I mean that's slalom, but what is this game called? Slalom. Yeah, so this is slalom.
Yeah. I think the concept of slalom is avoiding these things down the lane. That's what I think.
But the thing is, if there are two flags here and then two flags here, and you're going down the hill with the ball, you're holding the ball, you have to have another teammate who started like 5 seconds after you, where once you get through these flags, you pass the ball back, he can get through these flags, because you can't make the turn enough to get through the next flags. But that ball has to go through this set of flags, and this set of flags, this set of flags, and then you have to get into the end zone. Or you have to get a field goal or something like that.
I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
Then you have to get into a field goal. So you have to keep snapping that ball backwards.
Okay, I like that.
All right? And then you have other people. Yeah, there's going to be defenders because they're going to be, like, say they're on the sidelines and they're waiting. Right? They're waiting because you have the field and where the numbers are for the yards on the side of the field, they're waiting. The defense. And they can come out whenever they want to try to get you because they tackle you only if you have the ball.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I like
so
that.
This is a different type of game. This isn't skee ball 2 now.
No, it's not skee ball 2.
So this is something completely different.
Yeah. No, it could be skee ball. It could be skee ball 88, like I said.
Yeah, but
like that 94. Like it could be like.
So we have now. That's one of our
upgraded versions.
Okay, so skee ball is like our
brand. Our
it's our intellectual property.
Right. Yeah.
It's skee ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we call that was it a hyphen or we just said skee ball?
No, it says
SK.
Yeah, skee ball.
Eyeball. Yeah.
We have it.
No, okay, no, I like that. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, I like that. No, yeah. So you got to get downhill. You got to get.
It was just skee ball. 2 words.
2 words.
2 words. Yeah, skee ball. Yeah. So we're gonna have skee ball. Downhill to goal. Other team defends. Change play. I think that's awesome. I think that sums up what Appley 81 said there.
So I'm saying so instead of saying starring Joe Montana, we could just say not voiced by, but NFL football 94 starring Joe Montana. So instead of starring, if he's the announcer, how would you put that? What would be the way you'd put that?
So I'd say skee ball. We
88.
Really want, I don't know why you're doing 88.
No,
because we had Sonic 2 mixed with Track and
Field
2.
I was just trying to use the same naming convention. I know.
Right. We added it up and made 4.
Skee ball 2?
So, but I mean, there could be skee ball 2, but there can also be like if this game came out in 1987, which it did, slalom, and NFL football came out in 1993, which it did.
Yeah.
Do we split the difference and say it's 1990? Skee ball 90?
Or
skee ball 2?
Or skee ball : football. or something. Like you're now giving it a qualifier. Like you're making it. You know what I'm saying?
But the original skee ball was just
Skee-ball.
tennis.
We could retcon that. That's fine.
No. What I'm saying is skee ball was tennis. It was
Right.
skiing
Skee
and
ball
tennis.
was tennis.
This one's skiing and football.
So, ski foot. No, okay. I'm cool with.
Skee ball 2.
You want to do 90? You want to split the difference? What you want to do with the year?
Skee ball 90. Starring
Starring, but he's not really.
Joe Montana. No?
I was into it earlier, but now I'm not.
You really not? Well, it's a subtitle.
Yeah.
Because that game is technically nobody says, "Excuse me, do you have any copies of NFL Football '94 starring Joe Montana?"
I bet
They do go in there and they say, "Do you have any copies of NFL Football for the
people
Genesis?"
do.
That's it.
All right. So good. No. All right.
It's like that Frankenstein game with the monster.
No, I don't want to
returns.
Yeah,
You know,
the monster because yeah. Can I get that Frankenstein the Monster Returns game? It's not called that.
yeah.
It's not called that.
I mean, it seems
right.
to have developed into it is. But.
All right. So are we done? We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good.
I think
All
we're
right.
good.
Let's move it. Let's move it. We're gonna go.
That's another episode.
So let's go back. Let's go
back.
way back to the beginning. Let's go over everything we
Movies.
had. Movie Squat. We had Little Monsters with
Another 48 hours.
another 48 hours, and we came up with
48 monsters.
48 monsters.
It was a good one. They go down to the monster world.
Hey,
And Nick Nolte and Fred Savage. You know,
You got an older-
Fred Savage needs Nick Nolte's
you got
help.
older
and-
Brian.
Yeah.
Right, he gets Nick Nolte's help, who in turn enlists Eddie Murphy's help, who then they in turn enlist Maurice's help. This is everyone helping everybody.
Everybody helping everybody.
And it's a mystery down in
That's
Monsterland.
Chris, that's what monsters do.
That's what monsters, yeah.
And don't leave piles of clothes on your floor.
Because they'll turn into monsters if you turn the lights off.
Next one, make the grade.
Going bananas.
Going bananas.
Roxana Banana.
Stop watching this right now. Go to YouTube.
Open a new tab.
Type in Going Bananas. You might have to type in Going Bananas TV and
Yes,
it'll pop
you
up.
have to do TV, yeah.
Or Going Bananas intro, maybe.
Intro, yeah.
Watch it. It's amazing.
You know there was a movie, so you got to be careful because it wasn't a movie
There was a
called
movie
Going
called,
Bananas.
well, there was a movie
yeah.
called Herbie Goes Bananas.
No, there's a movie called Going Bananas.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, be careful for that. Don't watch that. That's
Don't watch that.
That's probably not
We
good.
haven't got that yet. We don't know. In fact, I don't even know what year that is. I'm going to check it out real quick. But anyway, yeah, so we came up with make the grade the banana years. Because everything that Roxana Banana is in of ours, we have to call it the banana years. That's just it. That's canon.
That's
canon.
that's like a new thing.
Canon. That's it. Done.
It's a new thing.
It's over. Cool. And then what do we have?
Toy
how can
time.
we forget? How can we forget G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe and what?
G.I. Joe and Koosh. Oddly enough, Koosh.
You like it.
I was a little surprised when I saw that. I was like, I didn't.
Koosh ball. Koosh balls that you can load with G.I. Joe figures and actually shoot actual cannons and actual guns and like water balloons, all kinds of cool
Then you had
stuff.
also you had Koosh Joes that had the body parts attached. We had a whole bunch. We had a whole different line, and then these little guys had little guns that shoot little Koosh balls.
Come on,
I mean,
man, it's
come on.
awesome. It's awesome.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah.
What do we call that one? G.I. Joe Koosh Wars.
G.I. Joe Koosh Wars.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds good. It's gonna be created by Hasbro. So there's no copyright. We made up Hasbro instead. Instead of Hasbro, will be Hasbro.
This is not funny. Moving on to Game Squad, which you just heard, hopefully.
NFL Football 94, starring Joe Montana, and Slalom on NES. Skee Ball 90, starring Joe Montana.
That's it. You have a.
I was going to say
you have a
featuring Joe
snow-
Montana. Can we do featuring?
Why?
Because I want him to be the announcer. Starring insinuates he's playing in the game. Featuring,
you don't
he's
think
announcing.
Yeah, but starring, you think every team has Joe Montana on there?
Well, that's what I feel like it is, you know?
Thanks for loving the news set.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We like it's a work in progress still. It's still going.
That's Mike.
We're still
The
going.
elusive Mike.
Was it? What's
Thank
on
you
there?
very much
What is that?
for joining us.
Someone spit on there. Gross.
Um,
Anyway, Skee Ball 90. It's great. It's good.
it's good stuff.
I like it. I like our Skee Ball property. It's a good IP. It's good IP.
It's good IP.
Good
It's
IP, I'm
stuff.
telling you.
So,
All right. So look, that is Nick Nolte's perpetually drunk question mark?
He.
Just might be.
That's the only way he can handle them. He's there in Monster.
Unless you're
Land, and he's
thinking-
kinda like,
Unless you're
I can't
thinking
drink
of what's
enough
his
to get
name?
rid of
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
You might be thinking of Gary
no,
Busey.
No, Nick Nolte and Gary Busey, I think, might be the same person.
They both have a son.
They're so similar.
They both have a son named Jake Busey.
What do they have in common? Jake Busey.
Jake Busey. All right. Well.
All right. Yeah. So good times.
That's it. That's a show.
Yeah.
That's a show. That was a good show.
Again, thanks for watching this episode.
Thanks for watching, listening, partaking. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we had some good stuff here. 48 monsters beers. There we go. Aptly 81. Thank you for that.
So what we're gonna, I'll just at the top. So you can watch if you go to RetroSquat.com. You can get the audio, the video versions of this. You can get articles we've written. You can get a lot of other little tidbits on all this awesome retro stuff. The 80s. The 80s live on that website. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitch, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just Retro Squat. Yeah. Type in that on either of those platforms, and you'll get us. We're live every Monday
at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So if that's your time zone, it's at 7 o'clock. If it's not your time zone, dial it in. Do some math, figure it out.
And if for some reason you don't like watching things with your eyes but with your ears, you can get this on iTunes or Stitcher or
watch with your ears
Google
on iTunes.
Play. Right. You get anywhere podcasts are freely given out to you.
Freely given out.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
We're on the Twitters. We're on the Instagrams.
Just go to @RetroSquat on any of those.
On the Facebook, right?
Facebook, yeah, any of that stuff.
Yeah,
you get @RetroSquat, that's you can get to us. Or again, go to RetroSquat.com. You can literally get everything we do there.
And if you want to, did I say anything about the articles? Let's go with the articles. You want to write an article for us? Come on, we'll get you on there. Anything related. Movie Squat or Music Squat, rather. We don't have a Music Squat segment on the show. We have Music Squat content on the website.
Yeah.
If you want to write anything, you want to write about toys, you want to write about games.
You want to write about your childhood, you come on, you can write an article
Go for it. You can do
absolutely.
it. And Retro Squat, do you have an 80s, bro?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.